to put it in the nicest possible way, the Flyers have not had high-end goaltending consistently for a good long while. Now, there were some years that Carter Hart showed some promise, and people felt like, all right, maybe you can rely on the guy, but he was super young, and so that was always, you had to kind of grade on a curve. With him out, Sam Ersson comes in, finishes out the 2024 season, whatever it was, and he played okay. Last year, kind of gets that number one gig, has a bunch of issues, groin issues, can't really play the entire season. You have this constant rotation with Kolosov, Fedotov. Come into this year, Vladar really stood out and for all intents and purposes appears to have kind of grabbed that number one job. What are you seeing on the ice, the way that this team plays in front of Vladar versus Ersson? Because it does feel like, for better or worse, they do play a tighter game, more cohesive game, and maybe a little bit more responsible game in front of Vladar. What have you seen so far from
Vladar?
Yeah.
Well, one, I think his personality fit in well here, and really with Ersson as well. I think they're comfortable sharing that number one seat. I think Bush said it best that Ersson, we haven't seen if he can manage the entire season as a number one job, the mental aspect of it, the preparation, all that stuff. He hasn't seen that yet. Vladar's kind of the perfect fit for that. The other thing Vladar is really good at is puck management. He can handle his rebounds. There's nothing ever left in front of him, and he's talking all the time. That's what I notice more than anything, is how much he's yelling out there, how much he's directing traffic in front of him. He wants to see the puck, and I think Talk's coaching this way as well, is clear the lane rather than shot block. And if he sees the puck, he's blocking that puck, but he's got great puck management, not a lot of rebounds in front of him. If he does have rebounds, they're going off to the side, deep into the corner. I got a little bit worried in Nashville about his puck handling, but those are live boards there in Nashville. So, but other than that, yeah, Vladar's been just a perfect surprise for the Philadelphia Flyers. A perfect surprise, actually. He's played tremendous.
Yeah, it's true. He's really been a revelation to this team, and for a team looking for good goaltending and somebody to kind of solidify it, he has done that job for this team thus far. I mean, but he only allowed 2 goals or less in almost every game he's played up until a couple games ago, right?
Right.
So he's done an unbelievable job. He's still top 5 in save percentage in the NHL as well.
So my question for you guys is this, based on that. So he's been great. There's no doubt about it. He's been really good, and he's one of the reasons why the Flyers have gotten off to a good start. The question is that for his entirety of his career, he's been a backup goalie. He's never been a number one guy. Obviously, they're not going to play him 65, 70 games, but, for a guy who's never been the number one, how hard is it for him to sustain what he's been doing, even if he's playing 45 to 50 times, which is more than he has ever played before in his season? Like, does he hit a wall at some point because he's never been asked to play that often?
You know what? You're asking the wrong guy this question. But I think from former player perspective, that role for Vladar, look, you never know when a goalie's going to become number one. The development curve is, I guess, unique and individual, longer than any other curve. So was he in that position to become the number one this year or in the next few years or maybe last year in Calgary? That's what I'm thinking, because the way he's playing here, that has to be the case. Maybe he's reached his pinnacle, right, and he needs the time now. He's developed, he's mature, he's old enough as a goaltender, but then that Wolf kid comes in. Right. This kid's lights out.
Yeah.
So that sometimes could happen. Is that the case here? Maybe, because we've got a great relationship with Calgary. I think Danny and Conroy and Jonesy. I think that's what happened. I think he was a player that's ready to become a number one, wants the opportunity, and knows he's not going to get it in Calgary. And that kind of worked out for us very well, because that's what I think we got in Dan Vladar.
The interesting thing with when he was in Calgary last year with Wolf, they were protecting Wolf a little bit. They would play Vladar against the better teams.
Right.
Down the stretch especially.
So like that kind of, even though his numbers may not look stellar when you're going up against the best offenses in the league constantly.
Hey, Bundy had to shut down Jagger every time.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. Nobody could do it better. Bundy was the shutdown. Only man that could shut him down. Jagger even said it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those
proof.
were good
That's
times.
proof.
Thanks for pumping me up, Fridge. I appreciate it, brother.